And so what we need to understand is that in the things that God has called us to, in the things that God has placed in us, in the positioning that God has called us to, oftentimes, if not most of the times, we have to press our way into it. And God was speaking to me yesterday. He says, look, I have given you many gifts. I've given you things. And he was talking to the circle. I have given you things to do. I've placed things in you. I've placed giftings in you. And now you're just sitting here complacently not moving in them, thinking that I'm going to do something else. And I'm not. You have to now press your way into what I've given you. I've given you the strength. I've given you the power. I've given you the authority. I've given you the gifting. I've given you the position. Now take it. There is a press that the Bible talks about that is a violent press. A violent press. What we read, what I was talking about in Genesis 19:9 would have been a violent press. They violently pressed against to get into the house. Sometimes you got to get violent back. And you got to violently press your way into what God has called for you. In the position that he has called for you. When you begin to press against something that is resisting, you will shatter it through the strength and the power of God. Again, it doesn't matter if it's a thought process. It doesn't matter if it's tradition. It doesn't matter if it's words that's been spoken over you. You press through the power of God. And those things will be shattered. But you got to press. You can't sit complacently. You can't sit and say, well, I'm going to just wait until God takes me to the next place. He ain't going to take us nowhere until we press forward. When we start pressing forward, we'll somebody said one time, you don't really understand the awesomeness of God until you start walking in what it is God called you to. You just don't understand it. You got a thought of what it is he wants you to do. But you don't know the awesomeness of it until you actually start walking in it. And it takes faith in him to walk in what he's positioned you for. He said, don't you trust me enough? Don't you believe me enough to move forward? We got to move forward, not backwards, not sideways. Don't try to run around it. Just go through it. And if the press becomes too, hallelujah. When the press became too much, I don't want to say too much, but when the press came upon Jesus and the crowd was after him and they came to come upon him and they were going to press upon him violently, the word of God said God just took him up out of there. Sometimes you ain't even got to press back. You just got to know that he's God. And God just took you from this point to that point. You know, sometimes Jesus said, I ain't got time to deal and fool with all the strength of doors and doorknobs and all of that foolishness and walls and stuff to restrict. That's right. And he was trying to tell us something. He was trying to tell us something that, look, there are physical things that will hinder you from getting on the other side of the room. Or getting in the room. There are physical things. There are things like doors and windows and walls that physically will inhibit you from getting to where you're trying to go. He said, but spiritually, I can get there without opening the door. So Jesus just walked through the door. He just walked through the wall. I said, now that's some stuff right there. He said, I ain't got time to knock it down, tear it down, push it down, or press it down. I ain't got time for that. I'm just going to go through it. Sometimes you just got to walk through. Sometimes you just got a spiritual job. I'm just going to walk through it. I ain't got time for the pressing. I ain't got time for it. I'm just going to walk through it. You got to have a mind. You got to have a mind to say, I can walk through this. You just got to have a mind for it. You know, God is calling us to a place where people are struggling with depression and all that, and God has already spoke to us and said light penetrates the cloud and the darkness, and depression is darkness, and so light penetrates it. And so what God is calling us to, he's calling us to a greater place. He's calling us to a place not just to pray about it. He said, why are you continuing to pray about it? The next time you encounter somebody who's got depression, put your hands on them and speak light into their mind. Just touch them and say, receive the light of God into your mind.
Yeah.
You think the light of God can't penetrate the darkness of the evil?
Right.
Oh, yes.
So you got to walk in it, though.
Yeah.
You got to walk in it. Oh, hallelujah. God says, stop putting the ball back in my court. I gave you the ball, dribble it and shoot the thing.
That's right.
Don't be afraid to take the last shot.
Right. Right.
Don't be afraid to speak the word.
Yes, sir.
You got to press through the fear. You got to press through. What if? What if it don't happen?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody say, what if it don't happen? And somebody say, what if it do?
Right.
You got to press through the what ifs. If God put it in us,
He did.
He expects us to use it. And if we're going to be able to use it, we're going to have to get past the barriers that tries to stop us from using it.
Right.
Which means we got to press. We got to press our way. Don't push. Press. Press our way. That's why Apostle Paul said it 2 times. I am pressing towards the mark of the high calling. I'm going to obtain, I'm going to grab hold to what it is God has for me. What is it that God has for you that you haven't grabbed hold to yet? Because you haven't moved towards it. What is it? So the point for today is simply that we must press into the position to which God has called us. We must destroy our own and other negative thoughts about the position God has for us. I know we want to call somebody and say, pray this thing for me. Pray this, help me with this. Pray. No, God says, no. You just push, press. You just press your way through. You don't need no prayer. You just need to press. That's all. You just need to press. You ain't going to lose no weight by telling somebody to pray for you. You just got to go out and do it.
Right.
Huh? If you're hungry, what you say, pray for me because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
If you're hungry, go eat.
That's right.
Huh?
That's right.
If you want your body to be toned, don't try to cheat. Don't try to get out of it and say, well, just pray for... You know, some people put them little machines on them now. Like, you know, vibrate their muscles, you know. They cheating.
All right.
They ain't trying to put in the time.
Right.
They ain't pressing. They ain't pressing.
Press. You gotta press your way into what it is God has called for you to do.
Break that barrier.
If God has promised you something and it's sitting there, you gotta press to get it. Sometimes He might lay it in your hands, but as you mature, He ain't gonna lay it in your hands. He lay it in the hands of babies. When we have children, we just give them what they need, right? And there comes a time in their life where they say, if you want it, you better get it. Mama tell you in a minute, you want something to eat, you better go in that refrigerator and get it.
All right,
There's some bread in there, there's some meat in there, so you better fix it. Yeah, or you're going to be one hungry brother or sister. Sometimes God says as adult children, look, I ain't going to do that for you no more. I'm not going to hear the prayers of the saints for that for you no more. I need you to move forward. And until you move forward, ain't nothing going to happen. And then we see a little baby saying over here and it's happening for them. So what's happening for them? They're a baby.
That's right.
There's going to come a time where they're going to be in your position.
Yeah, you ain't no baby.
And you got to press. So that's what it is to press. It's not to push, but it's to destroy by applying pressure
To that barrier.
to obtain that which is in front of you that God has placed for you. If you're going to make contact with it, you got to press your way to it. Amen?
Amen.
All right.
Amen.
All right. There may be somebody that want to join us.